So next, there's a video package for the build-up to Edge versus Mick Foley, with Edge using his Money in the Bank briefcase to win the title, then losing the title when Foley is acting as special referee. Edge blames Foley for him losing and challenges him to a match. Edge says that Foley never had a classic at WrestleMania and this is his chance. Foley rejects the challenge of a wrestling match and instead challenges Edge to a hardcore match. Then Foley says he's found something in him.
Or something like that.
Yeah, something
Lit
like
a fire
deep inside.
Yeah.
Joey Styles then joins JR and Lawler on commentary for this one. It's Edge versus Mick Foley. It's 14 and a half minutes long and ends when Edge spears Foley from the apron onto a flaming table, through it, and then Edge gets the pin on the outside of the ring. Matt.
I was struggling what to say about this one. This match it's all about the finish. And they almost, and in fact, they kind of said it in the build-up that, Foley had never had that defining classic WrestleMania moment, which basically is what, other than helping Edge continue trying and get, keep some momentum that he lost a little bit after losing the title to John Cena. This match was designed, for one, for Foley to get his moment, two, for Edge to try and get some heat back. To be fair to them, they managed to do that. Foley definitely got his moment. He's written about it in his book. He was happy with it. He feels that he finally got that cool Mania moment. And let's face it, we've all seen the spear through the flaming table in video packages ever since. So for that reason, they can tick that in the box. But there was something about this that this match felt dated. And what's really interesting is that I think it was only 2 years prior, that just after WrestleMania, that Foley came out of retirement to face Randy Orton at Backlash in a similar type of match, which is one of my favourite Mick Foley matches that they've ever had. And just in that space of 2 years, that one, the one with Orton, felt amazing, and this one felt really dated. And I can't quite pick up on why. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was use of barbed wire or what, but there were things in this that just didn't quite feel. It just felt out of place, and it was like, okay, I don't know if there's the place in the business for this anymore. They tried to do some clever things, which on paper looked great, but I don't think came across as quite well. Like Foley coming out with his sort of black check shirt instead of his normal red flannel one, and then open the shirt to show he had the barbed wire ring around his belly, which on paper, I thought probably sounded great, but when they actually did it, I don't think it came across, and it took a bit of time for the announcers to explain it. So that was a little bit of a distraction. The thumbtack spot, again, there was just things about it that didn't work for me this time. And there was, of all the things, and it wasn't really the use of a weapon or whatever, but probably one of the most unsettling moves in the match, which stuck with me even after the show as well, is Edge grabbed Foley's head and almost in a Russian leg sweep-like fashion, just threw his head onto the steel ramp, which I thought was the most stupid thing that they did in the entire match, because it was just so dangerous. There was no cushioning that fall. It was just all, ricochet his head off the floor, which that really shocked me, and it stuck with me. I'll give props to Lita for getting involved in the match. She played her part really well. Once Edge had won, I know we talked about visuals earlier, but I will say that I felt that Edge had a fantastic visual of him, sort of shaking, after getting the pin and the blood in his eye. He looked like he'd just been through a war and come out the other side. So that looked cool. So I think it did achieve the objective that they set off to do, but this didn't work for me.
What did you think, Tom?
I loved this match. I thought it was so much fun. I haven't ever seen the Randy Orton match, so I may go back and take a look at that. I really enjoy it because it's something completely different. Obviously you get the Shawn Michaels McMahon match, but this has got a bit of the greatest hits back. It's got the thumbtack spots in it, and it's quite easy to think of Mick Foley as being the hardcore guy who takes all this punishment and stuff like that. But Edge takes his fair licks. I think what you said about Lita playing her role in the match is great. The bit where she jumps on Foley's back and then he does the Foley kind of close on off the top rope is mad, because Lita's an inch away from killing herself, I think, because I don't think she tucks her neck, so it nearly breaks her neck going over the top rope. The fire spot is pretty spectacular at the end. I always think that. I actually quite I don't really like Joey Styles, but I quite like the addition of him on commentary, because to what you said earlier about JR in the main event I think he would have gone into Mick Foley trying to kill himself cliche overdrive in this match. I really like that spot at the beginning where Mick's got the barbed wire around him and it just spears him. I think that's a really cool spot. I really like this match. I thought it was a lot of fun. And the reality is, I don't really watch that much hardcore wrestling, or have ever really watched that much hardcore wrestling. So I quite enjoy it because it's something completely different for me. And I thought it was really good. I thought it was well placed in the card as well. Deep enough in for it to feel important, but not in enough to overshadow any of the main events or anything like that. I thought it was good. I love it.
This is my match tonight.
Yeah,
I thought this was great. I thought this was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. And I think that's a really key distinction that you made, Tom, is that this isn't happening, and it may have been happening every week for all I know back then, but in my mind it's not happening all the time, which is where I would have a problem with it. If you save it for an occasion like this, and the reason why you save it for an occasion like this is because then you can take risks. Because if you do it all the time, at some point the risks is exponentially going to, the odds are you're going to suffer the consequences of what you're doing. But if you only do it now and again, and you do it with someone like Mick Foley, who is obviously an expert, if you like, at this kind of thing, then you're fine. And I just think it's just cracking. I loved the thing with Lita on top of his back going over. I just thought that was absolutely insane. I really watched this as if I was watching it for the first time, because I couldn't remember any of the match other than the flaming table spot at the end. The bit with when he throws his head into the ramp mat that you brought up, I kind of get that. I did kind of wince a little bit at the time, but also he's done it many times before. He did it in WCW a lot of times. It's one of his signature spots, much like a lot of what he did in this. Not only fair play to Lita for getting on Foley's back, but also then taking the Socko with potentially barbed wire wrapped around it. She did enter into the spirit of this in a way that you don't often see your corner people do. Like, you just wouldn't get them involved in this to this extent. Do you know what my least favorite part of this match was?
Is it hang on, you're going to say Joe Styles?
Joey Styles going, oh my god.
No. Is it the spot with Mick Foley holding the barbed wire bat against Edge's forehead?
No, my least favorite thing is nothing that either of the two people do, and it actually goes against my MVP here, because I get pissed off with the crowd. Because here they are. We've already got the barbed wire out. Like, the first thing is barbed wire around Mick Foley. He's gone round, and the reason, Tom, you love that spot is it's got to be a Back to the Future type callback. Like, it's basically Marty getting shot when he's got the metal plate on, and then Mad Dog trying to punch him in the stomach.
Well, there's also sort of Bret Hart against Goldberg in WCW.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so,
that's true.
All Back to the Future Bret Hart.
Lovely stuff. You've already got the barbed wire and everything involved. There's already like mad chair shots and mad baking tray shots going on. And then a table comes out and they go mental for it. I'm like, what is wrong with you? It's a table. Who cares? There's barbed wire. There's steel chairs. There's all kinds of nonsense going on here. But you get excited for the table coming out. And I was just like, you don't deserve nice things.
It's weird, isn't it? Since we've been doing this, like, that is other than probably a referee, especially like an Earl Hebner, going, "You're out of here," to someone interfering on the outside, the table is the biggest pop every time. And it's so weird, isn't it? It's so strange. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Guaranteed pop. It's a cheap pop. That's what it is. It's a cheap pop.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I loved it. And match of the night for me. Just really, really like this.